The wind's 120 knots from the west. Look at that thing, dude.
In June 2021, the Pentagon was expected to release an intelligence report on unidentified aerial phenomena following political and media interest in declassified video footage captured by U.S. Navy pilots. The footage, released in 2020, sparked widespread speculation that the objects may be aircraft piloted by visitors from elsewhere in the universe. Anders Sandberg of the University of Oxford co-authored a 2018 study arguing that there is a statistically low probability of intelligent life elsewhere in the observable universe. He said people intrigued by recent media reports should apply rigorous evidentiary standards to the US Navy videos.
An intelligent person would ask, how specific is the evidence? And a green person trying to talk to the UN Secretary General after stepping out of a UFO is very specific for aliens. If it's a weird blob you notice in the sky, that could be a lot of different things. That doesn't actually force you to believe particularly in that it's aliens. You should maybe say, there are more weird things in the world than I expected.
Nevertheless, there is a new wave of global interest in the question of what, if not who, is out there among the stars.
For many centuries, human beings have asked the question, are we alone in the universe? So it's a question that humanity has been thinking about for centuries. We are not the first.
As a scientist and priest, Father Funes cautions against jumping to scientific or theological conclusions about extraterrestrial intelligent life, because there is no concrete evidence that it exists.
At the moment, we don't have any positive sign of extraterrestrial life. We are on the border of science and science fiction. So here also, regarding theology, we are on the border between theology and theology fiction. If we find extraterrestrial intelligent life, then we can start to think from the theological point of view.
Dominican Father Thomas O'Meara, author of Vast Universe, Extraterrestrials and Christian Revelation, is a frequent speaker on the subject of alien life and its implications for faith.
I've given a lot of talks about this. I have to say they're always well attended. I've given a lot of talks about faith or the papacy, and they haven't been so well attended. But this topic brings people out. The difficulty with the UFO world is that the nearest star, which doesn't have a planet as far as they can tell, is so far away. It would take tens of thousands of years for an even very speedy kind of rocket that we can't imagine, much less build, to get near us.
On the other hand, Father O'Meara is convinced that the universe is replete with other life forms. He says it is very likely that, given the immense size of the universe and God's infinite creative and loving nature, God has created other rational creatures elsewhere in the cosmos who have their own special relationship to the Trinity.
You're going to get some questions about, well, how do you explain the Incarnation if Jesus isn't everywhere, or the key figure in these other worlds?
Father O'Meara said that church fathers like Origen believed the stars were inhabited and that God would have become incarnate in those other worlds as well.
He thought that the Word went to all these planets. It liked to be incarnate in these places. But the incarnation on Earth is Jesus of Nazareth. The incarnation on Pluto would be something else.
Father O'Meara also said that if there are other civilizations, they would have their own salvation histories, so as not to detract from the uniqueness of the Bible and Jesus for human beings.
We tend to think that the incarnation in Jesus is monopolizing all the interests of the Trinity, but it's a big world out there.